All right, let's get started. I only got 4 minutes and 44 seconds to promote the truth. We're going to start with MetaTrader. Most traders over the years, before the broker started getting slapped by the SEC, are no longer able to use MetaTrader, all right, because they're not qualified. You got to be qualified to be able to use MetaTrader, right? But I'm going to do a little walkthrough on MetaTrader for the people, not the prophets, right? On asset classes. When you open up MetaTrader, that's the first thing you see. And then when I show this to people, they're like, what the hell is all of this? Well, let's go through it, right? Because we're going to start the new year off right. We're going to help people understand what's going on, right? Throughout the asset classes, let's go. Platinum for the January contract. Then gold, February contract. You see it has a letter on it, right? It's telling you what contract is it. Well, what do we mean contract, right? When you go through the SEC and prove that you're a commodity, you go to the Commodities Futures Trading Commission and they give you futures contracts to commodities. So we're going through the commodities because this is what we all have access to. So again, we have the metals, right? Platinum, gold, silver, copper, right? The platinum January contract, gold, February, silver, March, copper, March. The 10-year Treasury note, March. Natural gas, January. Gasoline and heating oil, also January. Bitcoin's December contract. And then we go into the currencies, the Australian dollar, March. They're all in March. So you got the Australian dollar, you have the Great Britain pound, the Canadian dollar, the euro, the Japanese yen, the New Zealand dollar, and the Swiss franc. Then we get into the oils, right? Brent crude oil, February contract. And then light crude, WTI, West Texas, right? The light crude contract, both of those are February. Then we get down to the stock market, the S&P 500, March contract. They're all in March. The NASDAQ 100, the Russell 2000, and the Dow Jones, the US 30. Then we get down to Bitcoin again. We have the January contract here, right, the new one, and then the last one, Bitcoin, December contract that we saw up there, right? So we got both. Soon that December contract is going to cancel out, and then we have the new contract already. And down at the bottom, natural gas and gasoline and heating oil, you see they all came out at the same time. The February contracts, because up at the top you got the January contract. This is what we're talking about, transferring over from the SEC over to the CFTC. When you are a commodity, you go to the CFTC and you attain a futures contract. I wasn't taught this in the beginning. I had to learn this along the way, and it's free information. You just have to know where to look, right? We know where to look, and we know how to promote it. The truth, because it's the truth that'll set you free. These are going to be short and sweet messages, right? I don't know if I'm going to do this every day or maybe once a week and just really get to the point of all this stuff and make the videos to the point on the topic, right? Not steering too far to the left or to the right, right down the middle. White running back, rare, right? Christian McCaffrey, rare. And help people understand. Because the more you understand, the quicker you can get to the bag. We're not here to play games with nobody, and we're not here to promote falsehoods. We're here to promote the truth and get people on the train, because the train is leaving the station. It's persistency and consistency which wins in the market. To beat the market, you must become the market, and the market moves with integrity through its price. And if you lack integrity through that price, you get wrecked. Right?